Friends and foes alike, welcome inside to League Unlock. Eric and Mark with you guys today. The wait is over, Mark. Well, it might not be fully over. There might still be more announcements, but finally, SK Telecom, we get to see what they will be rocking on the Rift in 2019. There's been so much speculation leading up to this. Everyone's saying they cannot run back that roster again that they did in 2018. Changes were supposed to come in 2017. Well, massive overhaul for 2019. 7 out of 10 players are gone, and now we've got some new starters revealed in Khan and Clid, and overall, this roster looks pretty insane.
Oh, it looks insane indeed, Eric. I love what I'm seeing here. This is the concern heading into this offseason as an SKT supporter, is looking at this and saying they need to find a way to facilitate Faker. Because you didn't really believe that Faker would be leaving SKT. And so you knew that there has to be a way to revitalize this roster, get the strength in here so that there's zero excuses for any type of disappointment this year. And this is the roster to do it. And oh man, this is what I wanted to see when SKT went into free agency.
The main thing that people tend to judge on how good a team actually is where your win condition is and what's your main lane to win through. And if you're going by that, I mean, this roster, pick your poison. Any 3 of those, you can put them on a carry champion and dominate the game, play through the early, mid, and late game through them. And that's might be more so than almost any other iteration of SKT, which I know is absolutely insane to say.
Oh no, Khan and Clid did not snowball and smash and get ahead. We'll have to fall back on our win condition of the best mid lane player of all time in Faker. Oh wait, Faker can't even find the lead here. Oh no, what's going on? We're gonna lose this game, it's getting late. Oh no, we have an ADC called Teddy who's got down there getting 600 CS or something right away. Oh man, that is 3 win conditions right there. Break it down to 3 lanes, top, mid to bottom. No problems for this SKT lineup. This is the hype that you've all been waiting for. It's finally here.
And there are still 2 announcements to be made. They need a sub mid laner, so Pyrian, maybe he does come back and come in and start over Faker and support. They're gonna get someone either behind effort or, you know who liked their Facebook post?
Oh boy.
Was Mata. If they do get Mata to complete this lineup, it only gets even more insane. But the real winner for this roster, for me, is Teddy, because he looks around, based on other teams he's been on Jin Air, where he's been the only carry threat and far and away the best player, sole win condition. He looks around at some of these guys on his squad and he's gonna be shocked that this is his team going forward. I'm far and away. I mean, I'm not even the best player on my team. That's insane. He's got to be happy.
Teddy's going to be happy that he doesn't actually have to win the games for SKT. He's going to find himself pretty happy. The victory is in SKT's win column right there. And he's going to be like, wait, I only farmed my lane and I have 3 assists.
That's all you got to do.
How did we win this game? Oh, I'm on SKT with Faker and Khan. That makes a lot of sense. This roster is very hype, and of course, if you break in and give into the hype of a Facebook like from Mata on the SKT post, oh man, it really could get crazy. But let's slow things down here, fans. Let's appreciate what we got and what we have already here, and think hopeful for the future, maybe of a Mata on SKT.
Before we start picking the SKT skins for 2019, let's talk about the top laners that they got. Khan, and we didn't even talk about Crazy. Obviously, Khan somehow managed to get MVP in 2018 summer, but he was not the best player in the summer split. Not even close. Ever since spring, when he went to MSI, he was definitely not performing to the same standard that we've seen in 2017 and early 2018. So can he get back to that level on SKT?
I think there's certainly all the possibilities that Khan could find himself getting back to that level of dominance that we have seen from him and expected from him. It was very refreshing this Worlds to see someone like Deshai, who has been hyped up as one of these mega top lane players, finally deliver on that hype. The Khan needs to do that this year. I want to see him take that next level step, and I think that this SKT roster that he has here with him is really going to unlock and let him reach that level.
And I think it is interesting to note that they did get Crazy. I think he will start some games. I mean, you saw Rascal get some starts for Khan when he was, not suspended or not hurt. He was perfectly fine, and they still went with Rascal in some of those games. Khan is one of those players that can get tilted in some of these games. So having a more than capable backup in Crazy. Initially, we thought Crazy might have been the starter for SKT in that top lane, and people were a little bit hesitant. Bringing in Khan, though, that's a fantastic duo to roll through in that top lane. What a change from Antara and Tal.
Certainly a change there, and yes, Khan brings in that superstar power that you needed from the top lane position for SKT heading into 2019 for this year. But I think also when you do talk about the likes of Crazy and having him there as the sub for SKT, it is important because to have that level of stability up there, even with the like of Khan and that superstar power that he brings to the top lane, is going to be vital for SKT to have success this year. And I think when you talk about having the likes of Crazy, it's important to remember that in the jungle position, adding the likes of Clid and Haru, that's where I think that this is going to be something that SKT maybe takes from the West a little bit, the success that C9 showed with having a jungle mid type of duo pairing. We might see that towards the top side of the map with the likes of SKT, something could develop in that type of format.
And we've talked about Teddy for a while now. It's been rumored since Loco Doco leaked it, and turns out he was correct, so we've talked about that. The Clid signing is the most surprising out of all of these for me because it sounded like they were in talks with him, and he basically said no. He wanted to move on. I mean, he wanted to go a different team. He's coming back to the LCK, though. He is Korean, and people may not be as familiar with Clid, so they might be thinking, is he actually that good? He is that good. He's from he was in the LPL last year on JDG, who, by the way, had a fantastic season. They went 5 games against Invictus, and then they took down EDG to even get to the semifinals, and then they were 5 games against EDG in the regionals. So they were 1 game away from getting to Worlds, and most people wanted to see them there over EDG.
Yeah, this is, and you can include me in those type of people that wanted to see JDG go over EDG mainly because of the likes of Clid there in the jungle was such an ability to unlock the other members of the team, was so special that you wanted to see this guy and what he could do on the world stage. And I think, hey, with SKT and with this type of lineup, you're darn right we're going to see him on the world stage this year.
Yeah, he's just incredibly aggressive in the early game. Loves playing these champions like the Camille, like the Graves, where he can just dominate that jungle matchup. But you also saw him able to play tanks and really whatever was in the meta. But this is a huge change in play style from what we saw out of Blank in 2018, and I think Faker will just absolutely love that new jungle mid lane duo.
Yeah, and I expect him to be the main option for SKT out of the gate starting, but you can't forget about the likes of Haru there, developing on Samsung for quite a while now and was seen as pretty much the gem left on Samsung's roster there for so long, and now to have him land with SKT, that's got to feel even better for the likes of Faker and Kkoma.
Yeah, and I think he will also get some starts as well. Anytime you can have 2 more than capable junglers roaming around and kind of talking to each other in between games, it's only going to be beneficial. Who knows if Mata joins this lineup, it takes it to another level, but even without him, this is already a pretty solid looking roster, and I think overall most SKT fans will be very happy.